Think about it. In a world that constantly tries to tell you who to be, how to feel, and what to think, the greatest act of strength is taking charge of your own thoughts. Your mind can be your best friend or your greatest enemy. And the choice is always yours. Today, I'm going to share how you, as a woman, can train your mind to stay strong, calm, and unstoppable. No matter what life throws at you, this is your moment to take back control. Sisters, listen closely. The most powerful battlefield you will ever face is not in your home, not in your workplace, not in the streets. It's right here, inside your own mind. Every single day, from the moment you open your eyes to the moment you close them, there's a silent war happening in your head. The war between fear and courage, between self-doubt and self-belief, between the voice that says, "You can't," and the voice that whispers, "Yes, you can." This battlefield is invisible, but it's more dangerous than anything you can see, because if you lose here, you lose everywhere else. A woman who cannot master her mind will always feel controlled by the world around her. But a woman who can take charge of her thoughts becomes a force that cannot be shaken. Think about it. Every decision you make, every relationship you build, every dream you chase, it all starts as a single thought in your mind. If those thoughts are full of doubt, fear, or negativity, they will sabotage you before you even begin. But if those thoughts are strong, focused, and full of belief, they will push you towards success even in the toughest storms. The truth is, controlling your mind is not about ignoring problems or pretending life is perfect. It's about deciding every day what you allow to live in your head and what you refuse to let stay there. It's about knowing that you are the queen of this inner kingdom, and nothing enters without your permission. Too often, women are told they are too emotional, too sensitive, or too weak to handle pressure. But let me tell you something. Emotions are not weakness. Emotions are energy. And when you learn to guide that energy with the power of a disciplined mind, you can turn it into unstoppable strength. A controlled mind doesn't mean a cold heart. It means a clear head. It means you can face criticism without falling apart. It means you can make choices based on your values, not your fears. It means you can walk through chaos with a steady pace, while others lose themselves in panic. So before we dive into the steps, I want you to make a promise to yourself right now. Promise that you will stop giving away the keys to your mind. Promise that from this moment on, you will protect your thoughts like the treasure they are. Because the day you learn to control your mind is the day you take control of your entire life. And today, we begin that journey together. Why mind control matters? Why is controlling your mind so important? Because everything you experience in life is filtered through your thoughts first. You don't just live in the world. You live in the world your mind creates. Two women can face the exact same challenge. One will see it as a roadblock, the other as a stepping stone. The difference? It's not luck, it's not talent, it's the way their mind is trained to see. A woman with a disciplined mind doesn't get easily shaken. She knows that storms will come, but she also knows that storms don't last forever. She sees problems not as permanent walls, but as puzzles that can be solved. And because she refuses to be a prisoner of fear or doubt, she naturally moves forward while others freeze in place. Think about the women you admire most, the ones who inspire you, the ones who seem unbreakable. It's not that life was kinder to them, it's that they learned how to take control of their inner world. They mastered the art of choosing their responses instead of letting circumstances dictate their reactions. When your mind is under your control, you stop being a victim of moods, of gossip, of negativity, of other people's opinions. You no longer get pulled into every argument, every drama, every distraction. Instead, you can focus your energy where it truly matters, on your goals, your peace, your growth. But here's the beautiful truth. Mind control isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about unlocking the strength, patience, and wisdom that's already inside you, but often buried under noise, stress, and self-doubt. When you control your mind, you control your emotions. When you control your emotions, you control your actions. And when you control your actions, you control your destiny. That's why this matters so much. It's not just about staying calm during an argument or avoiding overthinking before bed. It's about shaping the life you truly deserve from the inside out. So understand this. If you win the battle in your mind, you've already won the battle in life. Know your triggers. Every woman has moments where her emotions feel like they're running the show. A sudden rush of anger, a wave of anxiety, a sting of insecurity. These moments are rarely random. They're caused by triggers, situations, words, or memories that pull at the hidden strings of your mind. Learning to control your mind starts with learning to recognize these triggers before they control you. A trigger could be a criticism from a colleague, a dismissive comment from a family member, a social media post that makes you compare yourself, or even a place that reminds you of a painful past. Triggers are personal. What shakes one woman may not even touch another. But for you, those specific moments have the power to disturb your peace, unless you see them coming. Think of it like driving. If you know there's a sharp turn ahead, you slow down and adjust your steering. If you're caught by surprise, you might lose control. Your mind works the same way. Awareness gives you the space to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. The first step is to observe. Pay attention to your emotional patterns. Notice the situations that make you tense, defensive, or upset. Keep a mental list or even write them down. The more aware you are, the less these triggers can sneak up on you. The second step is to reframe. Instead of seeing a trigger as an attack, see it as a teacher. When something makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself, why is this bothering me? What fear or insecurity is it touching? Often, the trigger is not the real problem. It's pointing towards something deeper inside you that needs healing. The third step is to prepare. If you know certain situations always stir you up, decide in advance how you'll handle them. For example, if someone's criticism usually ruins your mood, practice taking a deep breath and saying, "Thank you for your opinion." Then moving on. If social media sparks feelings of comparison, set boundaries for how often you scroll. Some triggers will never disappear completely, and that's okay. The goal is not to live in a bubble, avoiding anything uncomfortable. The goal is to meet those moments with a strong, steady mind. To say, I see what's happening here, but I choose not to give it power over me. Remember this, your triggers are not weaknesses, they are maps. They point to where your greatest growth can happen. If you're willing to look at them honestly, they can guide you to a deeper understanding of yourself, a stronger emotional foundation, and a mind that remains in your control, no matter what the world throws at you. When you know your triggers, you stop being their victim and start being their master. That's when true mental freedom begins. Know your triggers. Every woman has moments where her emotions feel like they're running the show. A sudden rush of anger, a wave of anxiety, a sting of insecurity. These moments are rarely random. They're caused by triggers, situations, words, or memories that pull at the hidden strings of your mind. Learning to control your mind starts with learning to recognize these triggers before they control you. A trigger could be a criticism from a colleague, a dismissive comment from a family member, a social media post that makes you compare yourself, or even a place that reminds you of a painful past. Triggers are personal. What shakes one woman may not even touch another. But for you, those specific moments have the power to disturb your peace, unless you see them coming. Think of it like driving. If you know there's a sharp turn ahead, you slow down and adjust your steering. If you're caught by surprise, you might lose control. Your mind works the same way. Awareness gives you the space to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. The first step is to observe. Pay attention to your emotional patterns. Notice the situations that make you tense, defensive, or upset. Keep a mental list or even write them down. The more aware you are, the less these triggers can sneak up on you. The second step is to reframe. Instead of seeing a trigger as an attack, see it as a teacher. When something makes you uncomfortable, ask yourself, why is this bothering me? What fear or insecurity is it touching? Often, the trigger is not the real problem. It's pointing towards something deeper inside you that needs healing. The third step is to prepare. If you know certain situations always stir you up, decide in advance how you'll handle them. For example, if someone's criticism usually ruins your mood, practice taking a deep breath and saying, "Thank you for your opinion." Then move on. If social media sparks feelings of comparison, set boundaries for how often you scroll. Some triggers will never disappear completely, and that's okay. The goal is not to live in a bubble, avoiding anything uncomfortable. The goal is to meet those moments with a strong, steady mind. To say, I see what's happening here, but I choose not to give it power over me. Remember this, your triggers are not weaknesses, they are maps. They point to where your greatest growth can happen. If you're willing to look at them honestly, they can guide you to a deeper understanding of yourself, a stronger emotional foundation, and a mind that remains in your control, no matter what the world throws at you. When you know your triggers, you stop being their victim and start being their master. That's when true mental freedom begins. Practice mindful breathing. Your breath is the remote control to your mind. When your thoughts are racing, when your heart feels heavy, when anxiety tries to steal your focus, your breath is the one thing you can control instantly. It's simple, it's free, and yet it is one of the most powerful tools for mental control that most people ignore. Think about what happens in stressful moments. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your chest tightens. Your body switches into survival mode, making it harder to think clearly. But the moment you slow your breathing, you send a signal to your brain. I am safe. I am in control. That signal changes everything. Your heartbeat steadies, your muscles relax, and your mind becomes sharper. Mindful breathing isn't just about inhaling and exhaling. It's about doing it with awareness. It's about connecting your breath to the present moment so your mind doesn't drift into the past or the future. Because most of our mental chaos comes from worrying about what has already happened or fearing what might happen next. Your breath brings you back to now. And now is the only place you have power. Here's how to start. Find a quiet place, close your eyes, and take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Imagine you are inhaling strength, peace, and clarity. Hold that breath gently for a few seconds. Then slowly exhale through your mouth, as if you're letting go of fear, doubt, and tension. Repeat this several times, letting each breath wash over your mind like a wave of calm. You don't have to wait for a crisis to practice this. Use mindful breathing in small moments. While you're waiting in line, before a meeting, during a difficult conversation, or before you start your day. The more you practice in calm moments, the easier it becomes to use in stressful ones. What's powerful about mindful breathing is that it doesn't just calm you temporarily. Over time, it rewires the way your body and mind respond to stress. Instead of instantly reacting with panic or anger, you start to respond with thoughtfulness and strength. And here's something beautiful. Breathing mindfully connects you to yourself. It's a way of saying, I am here, I matter. I choose peace over chaos. In a world that tries to pull you in 1,000 directions, these moments of breathing are acts of self-respect. So the next time your mind feels like it's spinning out of control, don't rush to fix everything around you. Instead, pause. Place your hand on your heart. Take a deep, steady breath. Remind yourself that you have the power to calm the storm inside you before you face the world outside you. Your breath is always with you, and so is your ability to take control. Use it. Guard your mental space. Your mind is your home, Not everyone deserves the keys to it. Just as you wouldn't let strangers wander through your living room, you shouldn't allow every voice, opinion, or piece of negativity to wander through your thoughts. Guarding your mental space is about deciding who and what you allow into the most sacred part of your life, your inner world. We live in a time when information and opinions come at us constantly. News headlines scream at you, social media floods you with images to compare yourself against, and people, even those close to you, may project their fears and frustrations onto you. If you're not careful, your mind becomes crowded with noise that doesn't belong to you. And when your mental space is filled with other people's chaos, there's little room left for your own clarity and peace. Guarding your mental space starts with boundaries. It's okay to limit conversations with people who constantly drain you. It's okay to step back from those who thrive on drama or negativity. This doesn't mean you hate them. It means you love yourself enough to protect your energy. It also means being intentional about what you consume, the books you read, the shows you watch, the social media accounts you follow. They all shape your thoughts in ways you may not notice. Ask yourself, does this inspire me? Does it align with the life I want to build? If the answer is no, be brave enough to turn it off, unfollow, or walk away. Guarding your mental space isn't just about keeping bad things out. It's also about letting the right things in. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, challenge you to grow, and believe in your dreams. Fill your environment with words, images, and ideas that feed your mind instead of draining it. Sometimes, guarding your mental space means protecting it from yourself. Be aware of the stories you tell yourself when you're alone. Are you replaying failures? Are you imagining worst-case scenarios? Are you letting your fears dictate your future? The moment you catch yourself spiraling, pause and shift your focus toward gratitude, solutions, or possibilities. The truth is, you can't control everything that happens around you, but you can control what takes root inside you. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every piece of news deserves your emotional reaction. Not every argument is worth your peace. So build a mental gate and be the gatekeeper. Let in what strengthens you. Keep out what weakens you. When you guard your mental space, you create room for focus, creativity, joy, and resilience. You become unshakable because your peace is no longer at the mercy of the world. It's in your hands. Build mental boundaries. A strong mind is not one that says yes to everything. It's one that knows when to say no without guilt. Building mental boundaries is about deciding what you will allow into your thoughts, emotions, and energy, and what you will firmly keep out. Think of your mind like a house. The walls and doors are not there to isolate you. They're there to protect you. Without boundaries, anyone can walk in and leave a mess. People can dump their negativity, demand your attention, and drain your energy until you feel exhausted. But when you set clear mental boundaries, you take back control of your space. Boundaries are not walls of coldness. They are lines of respect. They tell the world, I value myself, and I expect you to value me too. They protect your focus, your peace, and your self-worth. Start by knowing your limits. Ask yourself, what kinds of conversations leave me feeling heavy? What topics or behaviors push me into stress or self-doubt? Which commitments leave me drained instead of fulfilled? These are signals that boundaries need to be built. Next, communicate them clearly. If someone constantly criticizes you, let them know you will not engage in conversations that tear you down. If a friend expects you to be available 24/7, kindly explain that you need time for yourself. If social media pulls you into comparison or negativity, set time limits or take breaks. Boundaries also apply to your own thoughts. Sometimes the intruder in your mind is not another person, it's your own inner critic. That voice that tells you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not strong enough. That voice needs boundaries too. The moment it starts speaking, interrupt it. Replace it with affirmations, with truth, with gratitude. Many women fear setting boundaries because they think it will make them seem selfish or unkind. But the reality is the opposite. Boundaries make you healthier. And a healthier, you can give more love, more patience, and more energy to the people who truly matter. Without boundaries, you burn out. With boundaries, you thrive. One of the most powerful sentences you can learn to say is, "That doesn't work for me." You don't owe lengthy explanations. You don't need to defend your peace like it's a crime scene. You simply state your truth and stand by it. When you build mental boundaries, you send a message to yourself and to the world. My mind is valuable. My energy is precious. My peace is not for sale. And when others see that you respect yourself enough to protect it, they begin to respect you more too. Boundaries are not barriers. They are the bridges that lead you to a healthier, stronger, and more focused life. Build them with clarity, maintain them with courage, and watch your mental strength grow unshakable. Train with small wins. A powerful mind isn't built overnight. It's not the result of one huge victory, but of many small, consistent wins stacked on top of each other. Think of your mental strength like a muscle. If you train it a little every day, it becomes stronger, faster, and more resilient. Ignore it, and it weakens, no matter how much potential it once had. Small wins are your secret weapon. They're simple, achievable actions that prove to your mind, I can do hard things. I keep my promises to myself. Each time you follow through, even on something tiny, you're teaching your brain to trust you. And trust is the foundation of self-control. Start with something so simple you can't fail. Wake up 5 minutes earlier than usual. Make your bed before leaving the house. Drink a full glass of water in the morning. Go for a short walk without your phone. These may seem unimportant, but they are training exercises for your mind. You're practicing discipline in small doses so that when bigger challenges come, you're ready. The beauty of small wins is momentum. One positive action often leads to another. When you accomplish something, even something small, you feel a spark of pride. That pride fuels motivation, which fuels more action. Over time, the snowball effect of these tiny victories can completely change your life. Small wins also help you break free from the trap of perfectionism. Many women wait for the right time to start, when they have more energy, more resources, or more confidence. But the truth is, action creates confidence, not the other way around. By starting small, you remove the pressure of being perfect and focus on simply moving forward. When training your mind, consistency matters more than intensity. It's better to do one small positive thing every day than to try to do everything at once and burn out. Consistency tells your mind, this is who I am now. And when your mind starts believing that, your habits follow naturally. Here's another key. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Don't wait until you've reached a huge milestone to feel proud of yourself. Acknowledge the effort you put in today, even if it was just resisting the urge to overthink, setting a boundary, or breathing deeply instead of reacting in anger. Recognition reinforces the habit. Remember, great empires are built brick by brick. Olympic athletes train one day at a time. Authors write one page at a time. And strong women build unshakable minds one small win at a time. So don't underestimate these moments. They are not meaningless. They are your training ground. Keep stacking them, and one day you'll look back and realize you didn't just train your mind, you transformed your life. Turn pain into power. Every woman has scars. Some you can see and some you can't. They come from heartbreaks, betrayals, disappointments, and moments when life felt unbearably heavy. Pain is something we all carry, but what separates the broken from the unbreakable is what we do with that pain. You can let it crush you, or you can turn it into power. Pain, by itself, feels like an enemy. It robs you of your peace, your trust, your joy. But if you step back and see it differently, pain can become your greatest teacher. It reveals your strength in ways comfort never could. It pushes you to grow, to change, and to discover parts of yourself you didn't know existed. Think about it. The strongest women you know aren't strong because life was easy. They're strong because they walked through fire and came out with wisdom, resilience, and courage. They turned their wounds into weapons, not to harm others, but to protect their own peace and build a better future. The first step in turning pain into power is acceptance. Stop pretending it didn't happen. Stop telling yourself you should just get over it. Your pain is real, and acknowledging it is not weakness. It's the first step toward healing. When you face it head on, you take away its ability to control you from the shadows. The second step is to look for the lesson. Ask yourself, what has this pain taught me? What strength has it awakened in me? Maybe betrayal taught you to trust yourself more than the opinions of others. Maybe failure taught you persistence. Maybe loss taught you the value of every moment. The third step is transformation. Use your pain as fuel. Let it drive you to create, to build, to help others, to stand taller. Many of the world's greatest movements, inventions, and acts of kindness were born from someone's pain. When you turn your hurt into action, you take back control. And here's the Torah. Pain never fully disappears. You'll still feel it sometimes. But when you've turned it into power, it no longer weakens you. Instead, it becomes a reminder of how far you've come. It becomes proof that you are capable of surviving storms and still finding light. So the next time life knocks you down, remember, you are not defined by what hurt you. You are defined by how you rise from it. Your pain can be the weight that keeps you stuck, or it can be the wind that lifts you higher than you've ever been. Choose to rise. Choose to transform. Choose to turn every wound into a source of strength, because your story is not over yet, and the chapters ahead can be the most powerful ones you've ever written. Stop comparing. Comparison is a thief that steals quietly. It doesn't always show up as jealousy. Sometimes it arrives as self-doubt, as that small voice whispering, "She's better than you. You'll never measure up." In a world where everyone's life is displayed like a highlight reel, comparison has become one of the fastest ways to lose control of your mind. When you compare yourself to others, you're playing a game you can't win, because you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's carefully edited moments. You see their success, not their struggles. You see their smile, not their sleepless nights. You see the chapter they're in now, not the long, messy chapters it took to get there. The truth is, every woman's journey is unique. You have your own timing, your own strengths, your own lessons to learn. When you waste energy looking sideways, you lose focus on what's ahead of you. You slow down your progress because you're too busy measuring yourself against someone who's running a completely different race. The first step to breaking free from comparison is gratitude. When you focus on what you already have, your talents, your health, your relationships, your opportunities, you shift your attention from what's missing to what's abundant. Gratitude reminds you that your life has value right now, not just when you catch up to someone else. The second step is self-awareness. Ask yourself, when do I compare myself the most? Is it when scrolling through social media? When talking to a certain person? When you feel tired or stressed? Recognizing these moments helps you guard your mind before comparison takes root. The third step is to redefine success on your own terms. For one woman, success might mean running a business. For another, it might mean raising a happy family. For someone else, it might mean traveling the world or living a quiet, peaceful life. There's no universal scoreboard, so stop acting like you're behind. Remember, the woman you're comparing yourself to might be looking at you and thinking you have something she wishes she had. We all carry unseen struggles, and we all have strengths others admire. Instead of competing, choose to be inspired. If you see someone doing well, let it remind you that possibilities exist. Not that you're less capable. Learn from them, but don't try to become them. You're not meant to be a copy. You're meant to be an original. Your worth is not determined by how close you are to someone else's life. It's determined by your growth, your character, and the way you rise after challenges. When you stop comparing, you free up all that mental energy to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Look forward, run your race, and remember, the only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Feed your mind, right? Your mind is like your body. It becomes what you feed it. Just as junk food can make your body weak, junk thoughts and negative influences can weaken your mental strength. And just as healthy food nourishes and strengthens your body, the right ideas, knowledge, and inspiration can make your mind unstoppable. We often underestimate the power of what we consume mentally. The books you read, the conversations you have, the videos you watch, the social media accounts you follow, all of these are feeding your mind daily. If most of that diet is filled with gossip, fear, and complaints, you can't expect to have a strong, peaceful, and focused mindset. Think of it like planting a garden. You can't expect roses to grow if you keep planting weeds. If you want a garden full of beauty and strength, you must carefully choose the seeds you plant and protect them from anything that might poison the soil. Feeding your mind right starts with awareness. Ask yourself, what do I consume the most each day? If you spend hours watching mindless content, listening to people complain, or scrolling through negativity online, it's no wonder your mind feels drained. Awareness allows you to take responsibility for what you allow into your mental space. Next, make intentional choices. Read books that inspire you, teach you, and challenge your thinking in a positive way. Listen to podcasts that feed your ambition and strengthen your self-belief. Follow people who uplift you instead of making you feel inadequate. Choose entertainment that sparks joy or curiosity, not fear or bitterness. Another way to feed your mind well is to surround yourself with the right people. Just like a good meal can energize your body, good company can energize your spirit. Spend time with those who encourage you, challenge you to grow, and remind you of your worth. Limit time with those who leave you feeling drained or discouraged. It's also important to give your mind space to rest. Just like your body needs sleep to recover, your mind needs quiet moments to process, reflect, and create. Spend time in nature, practice meditation, or simply sit in silence without a screen in front of you. These moments give your mind a chance to recharge and become stronger. When you consistently feed your mind with positivity, wisdom, and inspiration, you'll notice changes in the way you think, feel, and respond to challenges. Negativity will lose its grip on you because your mental immune system will be strong. Remember, you become what you consume. So feed your mind with what you want to grow in your life. If you want confidence, feed it with affirmations. If you want success, feed it with knowledge. If you want peace, feed it with gratitude. Your mind is the most valuable asset you have. Nourish it like it deserves. Visualize your strongest self. Before you can become the woman you want to be, you must first be able to see her. Visualization is not daydreaming. It's a powerful mental exercise that programs your brain to believe in what's possible. When you create a clear picture of your strongest self, your mind begins working to make it real. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the most confident, calm, and powerful version of you. See how she stands, shoulders back, head high, eyes steady. Listen to her voice, clear, firm, and full of certainty. Notice how she handles challenges, not with panic, but with patience and strategy. Picture her lifestyle, her habits, the way she spends her mornings, the way she walks into a room and commands respect without saying a word. This version of you already exists in your potential. She is not a stranger. She is simply waiting for you to step into her. Visualization bridges the gap between who you are now and who you are becoming. The mind doesn't fully distinguish between something vividly imagined and something real. That's why athletes use visualization before big games, why leaders use it before speeches, why successful people see their wins in their mind before they happen. By repeatedly picturing your strongest self, you're training your brain to recognize that identity as yours. But visualization isn't just about seeing, it's about feeling. As you picture yourself in your strongest form, feel the emotions that come with it. Feel the pride of overcoming challenges. Feel the peace of being in control. Feel the joy of living authentically. Those emotions are the fuel that will push you toward becoming her. To make this practice powerful, do it daily. In the morning, take a few minutes to picture yourself handling your day as your strongest self would. In the evening, reflect on moments when you acted like her, and moments when you didn't, so you can learn and adjust. Visualization also helps you make better decisions. When faced with a choice, ask, what would my strongest self do here? That question instantly shifts your perspective from reacting to leading. Instead of being driven by fear, you start making choices from a place of confidence and clarity. And remember, you don't have to wait until you arrive to live as her. You can start now. Dress like her, speak like her, set boundaries like her, practice habits like her. The more you act in alignment with the woman you want to become, the faster she becomes your reality. You are not pretending, you are practicing. Every day you live in the mindset of your strongest self, you're bringing her from your imagination into your life. So see her clearly, feel her power, and then become her. Stay consistent. Strength of mind isn't built in a single day of motivation. It's built in the quiet, unglamorous repetition of showing up for yourself over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the bridge between knowing what to do and actually becoming the woman you want to be. Without it, all your good intentions remain unfinished plans. Many people start strong. A burst of inspiration pushes them to meditate for a week, set boundaries for a few days, or practice positive self-talk for a short time. But then life gets busy, challenges arise, and old habits try to creep back in. That's when mental control is truly tested, not during the easy days, but during the hard ones, when it feels tempting to give up. Consistency is a promise you keep to yourself. It's telling your mind, no matter how I feel today, I will keep doing the things that make me stronger. It's brushing your teeth for your thoughts. You don't skip it just because you don't see instant results. You do it because you know it keeps you healthy in the long run. The secret is to make your mental habits part of your lifestyle, not just a temporary challenge. Whether it's mindful breathing, setting boundaries, visualizing your strongest self, or replacing negative thoughts, treat these practices like daily essentials. The more natural they become, the less effort it takes to keep them going. But here's the truth. You will have off days. You will miss a meditation, slip back into overthinking, or let a trigger get the best of you. That doesn't mean you failed. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about returning to your path quickly after you stumble. Progress is measured not by never falling, but by how fast you get back up. One of the best ways to stay consistent is to track your progress. Keep a journal where you note small wins, moments of self-control, and days you stuck to your habits. Seeing that record will remind you how far you've come and motivate you to keep going. Another key is to keep your why in front of you. Why do you want to control your mind? Is it for peace, for confidence, for success, for your family? When your reason is strong enough, discipline feels less like a burden and more like a choice you're proud to make. Consistency may not feel exciting in the moment, but it's what transforms your life quietly and powerfully. Every day you choose to show up for your mental strength, you are building a foundation that nothing and no one can shake. Do it daily. Do it when you're tired. Do it when you don't feel motivated. Because one day, you'll look back and realize, the woman you've become is simply the result of small, consistent choices that you never stopped making. We've traveled together through a journey of the mind, from recognizing your triggers, to feeding your thoughts with strength, to building unshakable mental boundaries, to staying consistent no matter what life throws at you. But everything you've heard today will only matter if you decide to act on it. Because controlling your mind isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily commitment. It's a choice you make every morning when you wake up. Will I be the master of my thoughts today, or will I let my thoughts master me? That choice will shape not just your mood, but your entire life. A woman who controls her mind controls her future. She can walk through chaos without losing herself. She can face criticism without shrinking. She can love deeply without becoming dependent on the approval of others. She knows who she is, and she refuses to let the world rewrite her story. Your mind is your greatest asset. No amount of beauty, money, or talent will take you far if your thoughts are working against you. But when your thoughts become your allies, when they speak in a voice of strength, clarity, and belief, you can achieve things that once felt impossible. This isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about feeling everything without being controlled by anything. It's about turning fear into focus, pain into purpose, and doubt into determination. There will be days when the world tests you, days when triggers push your buttons, days when people try to pull you into their storms. Those are the moments you must stand firm and remember. I choose what lives in my mind. I decide what energy stays and what energy leaves. Every time you take a breath instead of reacting in anger, you win. Every time you say no to what drains you, you win. Every time you replace a negative thought with an empowering one, you win. And over time, these small victories create a woman who is not just surviving. She is leading, inspiring, and living with purpose. So today, make yourself a promise. Promise that you will no longer give away the keys to your mind. Promise that you will protect your peace like it's your most precious treasure, because it is. Promise that you will choose thoughts that build you, not break you. And here's the truth. When you control your mind, you don't just change your life. You change the lives of everyone you touch. Your calm becomes a shelter for others. Your confidence becomes a spark for others. Your strength becomes an example for others. So rise, Queen. Rule your inner kingdom. Because if you can win the battle within, you can conquer the world outside.